All right, welcome everybody to tonight's exciting overview. I am Tori Hill, born and raised in Houma, Louisiana, and I used to be a school teacher. My husband, Tim, who I've been married to, gosh, this year will be 33 years. Wow, it's so exciting. We've got two beautiful girls, Lauren and Jenna. Tim used to be a registered nurse. And I'm going to tell you now, life was good. It really was at first. And about 11 years ago, life happened. Life hit us, and it hit us pretty hard. So I was actually on my knees praying for something to come into my life when a friend of ours reached out and introduced this to us. I remember the day Tim ran in the house through the living room and said, I think I have the answer to our prayers. You have to hear more information. So for the guests that are joining us tonight, I want you to do what I did 10 years ago. Keep an open mind, please, as you listen to this information like I did. So as I listened, I remember hearing all about the products, about the company. I remember everything. And I remember looking at Tim saying, what if this could bring in an extra $300 a month for us? Because that's all we needed at the time to save our home and save our marriage. That financial strain was taking a toll on our marriage. So we decided October of 2010, and Brandon Cunningham, who's joining us right now, I'll never forget when he drew timing on the board and said, this is where our company is. I remember that day. All we did was follow a system that our company has in place. It's an easy system. You never do this by yourself. We followed it, and get this, 16 months into this company, we left our jobs. We saved our home and we saved our marriage. Now, Tim and I are living such a great life. We have options in life. And even more, the products have totally changed my life. I grew up as a child not being able to play the sports, not being able to run, even have a really good, jolly laugh because I couldn't breathe. I would wheeze. I couldn't eat half of the foods that I can eat now. I was allergic to everything, put it that way. These products have totally changed my life. And you're going to hear more about this from our guest speaker tonight. So for the guests that are joining us, please keep an open mind. And after this is over, I want you to thank the person that invited you here tonight because they care a lot about you. The people that introduced this to us, I thank them all the time because I don't know where our life would be without these products and without this business. So I don't want to keep you much longer. I want to introduce to you, and I'm so excited about this. He is not only my leader, my mentor, he is a friend of Tim and I's. He's a guy that I think has so much knowledge about our products and our industry. I trust him. I reach out to him when I need, and he's always there. So I thank you, Brandon, for that. So I'm going to turn this time over to Master Pro 10, Brandon Cunningham. He's going to give you some great information, so take notes. Brandon, I'm turning it over to you.
Thanks, Tori, and I'm so excited to be on here with you guys tonight. For real excited. I'm from that same little town Tori's from. I never could imagine in a million years a boy from a little town in South Louisiana could find his way into what we found our way into, and I'm so grateful. And what drives me today to share this information because it's one thing to take care of yourself, and that feels good when you reach a certain amount of, I guess you would say, financial security. But it's a whole nother ball game when you help others. And it's really what drives Lynette and I to this day. We are now currently living in Florida. We got 2 kids. We've been married 28 years. And we took a path of traditional business. As I said, this LifeVantage found us. We didn't find it. And it came at the perfect time for us. It came at a time when we were looking. And so I'll say this to you guys, you know your personal situation. And if you want your situation to be different, I'm trying to say this in a way not to offend anyone, because I try to be as soft as possible as I can. But the reality is we are adults. And as an adult, no one's coming to save us. Like no one's coming to save us, okay? We have to take care of ourselves when it comes to our futures, whether it's our health or our families. We have a responsibility. And you know where you are. I know I had worked for 20 years for myself in traditional business. When we were introduced to this, we had 6 corporations, 6 different tax returns. That's obvious that we were hunting. Because the one corporation didn't get us where we want, so we opened a second one. That one didn't get us where we want, so we opened a third. And we did that all the way to 6. And we were making money, but we had no time. And we had babies in diapers, and it was nuts. And you kind of just reach a point where you go, what am I doing? And I don't know if that might be you tonight. Maybe that might be you. If it is, I hope you pay attention to what we're going to talk about just briefly, because this may not be the answer for you, but I can promise you it was the answer for my family and many, many other families. And if a boy from a little town in South Louisiana can have success here, you can too as well. So let's jump into this. Never has health been more important than right now, right? I'm not going to get into any claims or any conversation, but you know what I'm talking about. There's things floating around that you just don't want. And besides that, the stuff that we were born with. Cancer runs in my family. My grandfather died when he was 56 from cancer. I've already had a few little bouts of skin cancer that required surgery. And so I'm very well aware that I need to take care of myself, okay? And if it's not what we're born with, maybe it's the diet that we have. So there's all these things that contribute to our health. If it's not what we're born with or what we're eating, it's what's floating around in the air these days. Nevertheless, our health is a topic. And if there's something you could do to improve your health, and it was simple and easy, would you want to know about it? And I think the answer is yes. And what we have to offer is simple. It is very, very simple, because we activate the human body to do what it's best at. So here's the quick science, right? Here's the little quick science story. When you were born, your body created enzymes that took care of you at a high level. You probably had dirty hands and you put it in your mouth and somehow you didn't get sick. Or if you got sick, your body fixed it. You cut yourself, the body fixes that. You don't bleed forever, it fixes it. I can go on and on and on. But around the age of 20, our cells start to change. And they are no longer producing all those good things that they used to produce. And every year after about 20, it's really whenever you as a person stop developing physically, when your physical body stops growing, that's about the time this decline starts. Kind of sad, right? Right when you're a peak, it starts to decline. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't wake up at 21 and go, oh, I feel different. No, you don't do that. But I promise you around 30, you wake up and you go, oh, I don't feel like I did when I was 20. Or, I need a little bit more sleep at 30 than I did 20. And if you didn't feel it at 30, I know you felt it at 40, because I've been past 40 and I know 40 felt different than 20. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's that decline. And what's really happening in your body is your body's inability to repair itself at a cellular level. All our human body is made up of cells, our eyes, our skin, our hair, our heart, it's cells. And there's something in those cells that you can't avoid. And it's called oxidative stress. It's caused by 2 things: eating and breathing. So unless you want to stop eating and stop breathing, then you've got no problem. You're just dead. If you want to keep breathing and you want to keep eating, you have oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is basically rust on the inside of our body. And as we get older, if you don't take care, if you don't have a solution for that rust, in my family, it turns into cancer. In your family, it may be something different. It's a big deal. And the beauty behind the product that we have called Protandim, this is one of the bottles. I'll tell you, look, we extended the science out. This is one of our activators right here. The beauty is this: when you take Protandim, it's one tablet a day for 30 days. And at the end of 30 days, if they take my blood, I'm 49 years old, and they take the blood of a 20-year-old, when they're looking for these enzymes, that good stuff that kind of fights the bad guys, I have as many of the good guys in my body at 49 than the 20-year-old does. And that's every one of you that are listening to this message tonight. It's not just me or my blood. You can reference the studies. 100% of the time, everyone that takes Protandim, their oxidative stress levels are reduced. Oxidative stress is connected to every nasty disease under the sun. And one of the things that really got my attention with this, besides the fact that my grandfather died of cancer, I had cancer, is there were studies done at Louisiana State University, which happens to be the state that I'm from. So I'm a little biased there. Go Tigers. They did a study specifically on skin cancer and Protandim, not the ingredients of Protandim, the compound as a whole. Now, when I got involved and Tori got involved, I know there was only 3 studies when I got involved. There may have been 4 or 5 when Tori was involved. Now there are dozens of studies at PubMed. And the beauty there for me is I knew just by doing a little bit of research that this was a for real product. This was something like, you don't want to just put anything in your body. No one, I think we're all skeptical because the opposite of skeptical is gullible, and no one wants to be gullible. So we kind of have to be skeptical. We kind of want to do our research. Unfortunately, a lot of people will do their research on Google. Google is for commerce. Google is where people sell you things and they will tell you what they want you to hear. I would prefer you go where there is no commerce. If you like Google, go to Google, just go Google Scholar. You probably didn't even know it existed. Go to Google Scholar and search Protandim, or go to pubmed.gov. That is the spot where the physicians go and study or look up Protandim in whatever disease you want. And so just know that we have a product that's now been consumed by thousands and thousands of people that have got amazing results. And it's just that, guys. It's not a crazy diet. We're not asking you to, change radically your lifestyle, although we probably all could improve our lifestyle, right? We could probably drink more water, get more sleep, eat less sugar. We could probably do all that. I try. But I know we can all take a glass of water and swallow a tablet. And I mean, if you're talking about easy, it doesn't get any easier than that. And so the science has expanded from there. We've expanded to other areas. It all starts with our Nerf2 product. That's what lowers oxidative stress. And then from there, if you have other health goals, if you have, if you want to improve your energy, we have an activator for that. That's a tablet. That's actually what these are. If you want to improve your skin, we've got a product line for that. If you want to improve your hair, we've got a product line for that. We've got a weight management program. And so just get with the person that puts you on here. And here's what I will say, just tell them what areas of your health you want to improve, and they can get you some more information, whether it be videos or studies, or maybe what's best is if you jump on a phone like with Tori. Tori was telling you about her having some dietary issues. Hey, if that's you or you know someone, the best thing in the world you can do is jump on the phone with your friend and Tori and let Tori tell you. That's the best thing you can do. Right now, the company behind all of this is a company called LifeVantage. And LifeVantage is a publicly traded company, US based. We're on the NASDAQ. And so we're not a new company. We are on a public trading board where big time $1 billion hedge funds own our stock. So I'm just telling you, we're going to be here for a while. We are debt free. We're the title sponsor of a professional soccer team. Who knows how long that will last? We've been their sponsor for many years. And the company saw where things were heading when it comes to this business model. Last year, everything got turned upside down. People all of a sudden were working remotely, working from home, but many people had to take pay cuts, or some people, their jobs were put on hold. Goodness, I hope you weren't in the airline industry or the cruise industry or the travel industry, because that stopped. And there's a lot of people that are being affected by what traditional business looked like. And the beauty with this business model is you're looking at how we do business. I can do business in a hoodie from anywhere in the world. This is how I do business. Now, I'll say, like Mike, if I got to put a tie on, I will, but usually I got to say a prayer if I'm putting a tie on. I don't wear a tie for work. Okay. Let's just say that. Maybe at Global Convention if we got to dress up really nice. So we get to work from anywhere we want to work. And the beauty with that is we're not held to the same standards of a 9-to-5 job. Or I know in Tori's case, they had a gym as well. Lots of overhead. Guys, the overhead here it's less overhead than this. This thing what I pay for my family's cell phone bill is way more overhead than this business requires for me to run. And so we have not only a publicly traded company, but we have a system that allows you to work wherever you want to work. And literally, when we started, I did this business from my car, guys. I turned off sports radio. I'm a sports fan. And living out of the state of Louisiana, it took me all day just to hear a little bit about the sports in Louisiana, because I heard all about the Florida teams, right? And so I'd listen to sports all day. And I found out that if I just turned that off, I had plenty of time to launch this business. And besides that, we now have an app talking about systems that allows me to literally, instead of opening my social media app, like probably all of you do, if I don't know how many people are on here, 30 or 40 people. If there's 40 people on here, 35 of you open your Facebook app more than 20 times a day. That's what Facebook tells me. Okay. And so instead of just opening Facebook once, just go ahead and click over to the LifeVantage app, because I don't think Facebook is sending you money, but our LifeVantage app, if you spend some time there, we can show you how to make money with that app. And so the system is solid. The timing, guys, of this thing, I alluded to 2020. Like, if you're in the health and wellness business, I don't think there's ever been a better year than now. People are more aware now of health and wellness and how big of a deal it is than ever before. And we have a product that most people don't even know. So antioxidants, I'm just going to tell you guys, I wish I had more time to dive in, but antioxidants, they're good for you, but they're highly ineffective, and your body can only use so much. Okay. Protandim is not an antioxidant. It helps your body make antioxidants that are millions of times more powerful than any antioxidants you can swallow. Okay. Your body knows how to take care of itself. It did when you were younger. And when you start taking Protandim, that's it. It flips the switch on our cells. And by the way, you can be 50 years old and have the blood of a 20-year-old. You can be 80 years old and have the blood of a 20-year-old. And in fact, the longer you take Protandim, the better it gets. In fact, we've been told for every decade you've been alive, that's how many months you should take Protandim to see if you feel something. So if you're 20, you should take Protandim for 2 months. If you're 30, you should take it for 3 months. If you're 40, you should take it for 4 months, 55 months, 66 months. And somewhere around that average is where you're going to go, I feel something. I feel really secure in telling you, if you're in your 30s and you take Protandim for 3 months, you're going to feel something. And when people feel something, what do? They talk about it. They talk about it, especially today. We love helping one another out. We need to help one another out. And that is also a part of our system. So from a timing standpoint, we're not talking about something that's been around for decades that people already know and use. We're talking about something that's very new, and the trends are in our favor. From a compensation standpoint, it's really up to you what you want to do with this. Some people get involved and they want to help other people and make just a little bit of money to, maybe get their products for free, or maybe pay for their cell phone bill or pay for a trip to the grocery store. And you can definitely do that with very part-time effort. Most of the people in our company that get to the rank of Pro 3, that takes an average of 8 months, but they're earning several $100s a month. I mean, just imagine 8 months from now, $300-400 a month coming into your life, into your checkbook that wasn't there the month before. What would you do with that? Tori just said that's what she wanted. She wanted a few $100 to give her some relief. In fact, in the chat, why don't you put in the chat, if $300 showed up into your account, what would you do with it if it wasn't there the month before, right? Now, for my entrepreneurs that are listening to me, and you're thinking, hey, $300 does not excite me, just know that there's a whole lot more on the table for you. Because when I got involved with this, I would have never got involved if I thought that was the end game. Because what I didn't tell you is my wife and I had 13 investment homes that we lost all. Well, we had to sell them all. No foreclosures, no bankruptcies, but we lost a lot of money, 7-figure money. We lost 7 figures, so $300 wasn't going to fix a $700 wound. Okay. I needed a real opportunity. And I never thought in a million years this thing could do what I needed. But I was introduced to some people who showed me it was possible. I had no idea the money that could be made in this profession by simply helping people solve their problems. If someone's problem is they need to make $300, if you help enough people earn $300, I can promise you, you will make a whole lot more than $300. If someone's problem is their health is bad, if I can improve their health and they tell a bunch of people, I can promise you, the more people you help and the more problems you solve, the money, you can't run from it. The money will find you. That is what I have experienced over the last 12 years. Solving people's problems is what we do, right? So get with the person that put you on here and be authentic. Hey, this is what we're up against. Could this possibly be the answer? And they'll probably get you on a phone or a chat with someone that was able to do that for them. Without going into too much detail, if you want to earn some money, you need to be a distributor. And there's 4 ways to be a distributor, right? The best way is to get the platinum pack, in my opinion. Get with the person that puts you on here. They can give you the details on that. But the platinum pack, and the reason I promote it, it's what I bought, is this. You now have to take off like the consumer hat and put on the business owner hat, okay? Like if you open a restaurant, would you want just chicken on the menu? Probably not. You probably would like to have a variety of things. You probably would like to have salads and chicken and beef and a variety, because who goes on a menu and it's just like one item, right? And so if you get in on the minimum packs, you have great product, but it's minimized, kind of to fit your budget. Okay. But if you're wanting to look at this as a big business, I would go to the platinum pack. And we're not talking big money. The most you can invest is around $1,500, give or take a couple $100, depending on the country you live in and the taxes you pay, right? The least you can get in and be commissionable is $250, okay? And that's a starter kit with $200 in product. That makes you commissionable. So you decide where your budget is, and really, if you have a big enough desire for change, it doesn't matter what pack, because you can always upgrade, right? And so just know that all these things combined has given my family an opportunity to change our life. And we live every day of our life to help other people with this opportunity. So here's what I would like for you to do. What I would like for you to do is when the person that puts you on here follows up with them, follows up with you, what I'd like for you to do is just let them know where you stand on this. First thing, like on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of interest? 1 being I'm not interested in my health and I've got all the money in the world, or 10, I'm ready. I want to try the product, and I want to do this with you. I want to be a part of the community. I want to be a part of a group of people that are positive and not negative. So give them that number. And then once you give them the number, let them know where or what you want more information in: product, business, or both. That's all. That's all I'm asking you to do. So with that, I want to bring on Sandy. She's someone I heard about, I don't know, a year or so ago. My wife was in Louisiana and she's like, man, I met this girl, Sandy. She's a ball of fire. She's a school teacher. She's tired, but she's here. And I'm excited for you guys to hear her stories. Sandy, thanks for being on. I love your smile. I love your energy. So can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Thanks. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah. I bought a new rug when Lynette came over. I was like, Pro 10's coming over. I need a new rug. But anyway, so yeah, my name is Sandy Sunshine. I'm 39 and I'm actually turning 40 on Cinco de Mayo. I have a 17-year-old son, 13. She's turning 14-year-old daughter. I have a 21-year-old stepson. I'm currently a teacher. I'm the assistant athletic director, the yearbook advisor. I coach volleyball. I'm an advocate against domestic violence and a network marketer. So pretty busy. One of my favorites is being a network marketer, and it's because of what you said, the positivity and support system. If you know a teacher, give them a virtual hug. It's pretty hard right now with all the new policies and procedures with COVID and teaching virtual at the same time. Anyway, when I was introduced to LifeVantage, though, I was a full-time police officer. And I was a college student. I was a coach and working details to make extra money. And I had become a police officer because I wanted to help victims of domestic violence, because I'm a survivor of domestic violence. When my ex finally went to jail, he got a 1-year sentence. So in that 1 year, I became a cop, and I wanted to help other victims like myself. Well, once I became a cop, I met my current husband. And so my path as a police officer didn't go in the way I envisioned, because he was the captain of detectives and I couldn't work under him in the bureau. So I went into the school system and I was an SRO. And I thought, oh, that would be great, have the same hours as my kids and my husband. But I worked in a high crime area and I was physically having to, fight children and parents 1 to 2 times a week at least. And this joy, the smiling, it was going away. My stress was really high. My blood pressure was up, and I was reflecting. I was doing a lot of reflecting, like this is not what I was meant to do. And I noticed my friend Sarah False, Cox now, her Facebook, and she was traveling. She looked like she was like on stage, inspiring people. And I knew Sarah from going to college. I was the mama bear, but still, we were in psychology together. And I surely was like, whatever she's doing, I could do. So I reached out and I just said, hey, you look happy. I want to be happy. What are you doing? And she was like, well, let's get together. And I was like, can't, I'm too busy because of all the things I was doing. But I had started seeing some doctors, and because of how high my blood pressure was. And I eventually met with her, and her and Shannon showed me that ABC Primetime video. And I was immediately amazed by the information. And I thought of my grandmother who had passed from diabetes and my husband who has diabetes. And when I researched on PubMed, like you said, I saw that there was over 10,000 studies on diabetes and that how oxidative stress was in the core of diabetes. So I immediately thought, okay, this is interesting, but I was really busy and a skeptic, but I went asked my chiropractor about it, and he said, Yes, get involved. We're involved with them. It's a great product. Then I followed up with Dr. Mike Watkins in Homa. And this is when the light bulb went off, because I was in the waiting room, and I still remember it. It's like slow motion. I'm in the waiting room and I heard a familiar sound, and I look up at the TV, and that same video that Sarah and Shannon showed me was playing in his waiting room. So I called Sarah and I said, hey, God just said I have to join you. Because I got my confirmation. So I hadn't taken anything. I just joined. But since then, I have been with LifeVantage now for 7 years. I'm a Pro 3. I'm aiming for Pro 5. I mean, I do see myself even bigger, but I want to be realistic. But I really want to be Pro 5. I see myself on stage. One of the best moments I have was it, okay, because last year was crazy. 2 years ago when we went to Elite Academy, and my friend Brittany, she's on here, she was with me, and I had won the influencer program, and I was on stage then, and I got to go to the little elite party, and it was just so much fun, and I love the energy, and I love my job as a teacher, but I really want LifeVantage to be what I do all the time, and I could just sub and still coach and do all the other things part-time, you know. Since then, my husband, he's better than ever. He lost over 50 pounds. He doesn't go a day without the ProBio, our whey protein. Me as a teacher and all my teacher friends, we don't go without Axio. I never go without Protandim, the ProBio. I love the prebiotic. My kids, we all love the skincare. I mean, we are products of the product, and I'm the sample queen. But I just wanted to come out here and tell you guys, like, if someone says, you know, I'm super busy, I know, and I believe you, but you find time to do things that matter. And I may not get to do all the things I want to do just yet, but I'm never going to stop. So thank y'all so much for letting me just share my story. And if I could help in any way, let me know.
Sandy, you're incredible. Thank you for your energy. Your story is so much fun working with you. And she is the sample queen, guys. She gives out samples all the time, and I love it. Brandon, thank you for your knowledge and your time with us. And for the guests that are on here, you heard, just like Brandon said, get with the person that invited you. Make sure they get with you, they follow up, get your answers to all your questions, get the information that you need to make that decision on a scale of 1 to 10. Give them a fair number. Again, Sandy, thank you. Brandon, thank you. And everybody else for joining us. And y'all have a great night. Bye.